Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of Wrath of Man. This movie is directed by Ritchie, who previously did Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and most recently, Aladdin and the Gentleman. This movie stars Jason Statham. Now, Jason Statham plays a man named H, who just recently got a job working as security for an armored car service. But when an armored car robbery is attempted, Jason Statham disposes of these men in spectacular fashion. And so that's when everyone he works with and other people start to suspect that Jason Statham isn't who he says he is. And he's more than meets the eye. Now, if that sounds like a movie you've seen before, like John Wick, Taken, or Law Abiding Citizen, where you have a character that's got a particular set of skills, this is not that kind of movie. The movie, over time, unveils who he is and what he's capable of. He's there for revenge, and the movie shows you why over time. And going into this movie, I was afraid that this was going to be like The Gentleman, where it was going to be Guy Ritchie's British gangster thing with this, witty banter back and forth, calling each other, the C word and whatnot. But this isn't that at all. This is like Revolver, a previous Guy Ritchie film with Jason Statham, where it's darker in tone. It's more straightforward instead of, choppy or a heist or one of those movies. And it's also like 999 meets the movie Armored, as far as the armored car thing goes, where you're dealing with groups of people, some of them criminals, and an armored car. And the movie doesn't play out the way you'd expect. The movie is unpredictable. That's the best way I can describe it. And Jason Statham is really good in this film because he's there on a warpath. He's there for revenge. The movie starts out pretty nice, where it's a POV shot inside an armored car while a robbery is taking place. And then something off screen you can't see happens, and the robbers start to act a certain way. They react to something, and you don't know why. And then later in the film, they show you that same scene from a different point of view. And so I liked that. And then the opening credits start, and immediately you're in the mindset of, okay, this is going to be a dark, serious film. And it is. Now, it being a Guy Ritchie film, you're going to have some Guy Ritchie things in this movie, including actors like Jason Statham and Eddie Marsden. But you're also going to have some aspect of the gangster lifestyle where they show you the brutality and how serious some people can be. But it has a diverse cast. You have actors like Eddie Marsden, Jeffrey Donovan, Josh Hartnett, Hope McNally, Andy Garcia, and one of the actors from the show The Boys. So this movie is very unpredictable, and it's not your typical revenge movie either. I thought this was going to be one of those, okay, man on a mission, if you're gonna, dig one grave, you might as well dig two type predictability. It's not that. It's more in the line of like Faster with The Rock, where you have a character who's set on doing one thing and nothing's gonna stop him. Yet, he's a serious badass and you don't want to mess with him. The only gripe I have with the film is the way part of the story is told. It'll have a current storyline, but then it will flash back to something saying 3 weeks ago. And then it will flash forward saying 1 month later, 5 months later, 8 months later. So that timeline, that time frame, and the way that was edited could have been done better. But other than that, this movie is good as far as making characters feel real and complex. Yeah, the film is brutal and gritty, especially in the third act. You have these characters that you think are going to last throughout the whole movie or die early on, and they don't. A lot of films, when they cast big name actors in roles, you think they're going to last a long time or have important roles because of who they are. But this film doesn't do that. It shows characters that don't care about human life, that find others disposable. The third act has a couple good scenes and a couple good kills where you think a character or something's going to play out a certain way and someone gets shot off screen because it sets the mood and the tone of, oh, okay, that character meant nothing, or now we're in it for real type of thing. No honor among thieves type stuff. So because this movie wasn't a typical Guy Ritchie movie, and it wasn't a typical Jason Statham movie either. It wasn't a movie where he's the action star protecting something innocent like a child or something naive and has to fight a monster or 30 guys in the process. This film was good. It had a pretty diverse cast. It wasn't a typical revenge movie, it wasn't a typical Jason Statham movie, and it wasn't a typical Guy Ritchie movie, but an amalgamation of all three. It subverted your expectations. So because of that, I'm going to give Wrath of Man an A. So until next time, guys, see ya.